Well, the problem of the NEET results and the possible scam involving those results is now well known. We have another video that we've put up explaining all of this. You can take a look at it. But I'm now joined by Alakh Pandey, who is the founder of Physics Wala, or PW, as the organization's is fondly called by many students across the country. Mr. Pandey, I understand you have filed a PIL with the Supreme Court. Can you tell me what your plea is before the Supreme Court on this matter?
So my plea is regarding the increasing cutoff that the massive cutoff increase that happened this year, the massive scores that students are getting, and the probable two reasons. That is, one is the Patna paper leak, where we have a FIR copy. The original FIR copy is actually uploaded on the government website, and the FIR actually claims that there are
But we seem to have some issue with the internet connection at Physics Wala. We're going to try and see if we can get him back just to give us an update for our audience that's joined. The NEET undergraduate 2024 examination results came out on the 4th of June, and there were several discrepancies in the results. To begin with, there were over 60 students who got perfect scores, which made them all India rank number one. This is to begin with a massive issue. Apart from that, out of those 67 students who got perfect scores, there were 8 students who got perfect scores from only one center. Remember, last year, only 2 students got perfect scores across the entire country. 8 students in one center in Haryana in Jajjar. Out of that, 6 students were in a straight row of roll numbers. So there obviously seems to have been a problem with all of this. There are also a few students who've got scores that we understand are mathematically impossible to attain because of the grading system that they have in this exam, where every positive mark give a positive a correct answer gives you 4 points, and a wrong answer gives you -1. And so people who have got 718 or 719, it's impossible to have achieved that score, which means that there's something wrong with the scoring altogether. The date of the results being announced was actually brought forward by 10 days from the 14th of June to the 4th of June. And that raised questions as to why that was possible and why that was done. And it was not just the results. In Patna this year, there was an FIR filed for the paper leak, where Patna police confirmed that about 20 candidates actually received the question paper a day before the exam date. And the government has also, the police have also confirmed that middlemen were charging 30 to 50 lakh rupees from each candidate to give them a copy of the exam paper before the actual exam. Alakh Pandey joins us right now again. You were telling us about your plea before the Supreme Court. Go ahead.
Yeah. First of all, I'm so sorry. I have been traveling from one news channel to another, and I'm in the middle of a mall doing this. So yeah. So we have filed a PIL in the Supreme Court, and most probably we'll have the listing tomorrow. Today we have had the mentioning, and we went to the registry. So yes, we have filed the PIL regarding the abrupt increasing in score in the NEET examination. Roughly 67 students got 720 out of 720, which is 3,000% increase from last year. And even in the past 4 years, we have never seen like more than 5 students, more than 3 students scoring the full score. To 2021, it was like 3 students, 22, none of them, 23, 2 students, 24, it's 67 students, 3,000% increase. And even if I leave the full numbers, the 720 out of 720, I go to like a medium score, like somewhat score like 640. That used to be a marvelous score in NEET. 640, you used to get the medical college very easily. The ranks on the score of 640 year after year changes, like 2021, 6,000 rank, then 7,000 next year, then 10,000. Okay, so the ranks on score 6,000, the next year 7,000, next year is 10,000. What would you expect this year? Okay, NTA says that the number of aspirants have increased from 20 lakhs to 24 lakhs. Okay, 20% increase in the number of candidates. So what would you expect the increase in rank? It can be 20, 30, 40, 50. So from 10,000, it can go to 20,000. But actually, it has went to 40,000, 4 times increased on 640 numbers. So a student who was getting 640 score used to go to medical college for sure, but now he cannot, he or she cannot. What's more shocking, that first time in the history, NEET has has NTA has released this grace mark theory that they are giving grace marks to the candidates who have lost time in their centers due to the wrong paper distribution or due to some other mistakes happening in the center. But why they haven't given grace marks in the past? And when they are giving grace marks for the first time in the NEET examination, which is not valid, why they didn't mention it on the exam day? So they just declared the on the result day. They just declared the result, and everyone was like, "Okay, 67 students got 720 out of 720." All the students suddenly start studying so much. But then happened to be that we found a score around 719 or 718, and then we started questioning NTA. I made a YouTube video, I made Instagram video, I tweet them and did everything, asking them how do you get 719 in NEET, which is impossible, where you can get 720 and the next number is 716 or 715. 719 is impossible as the exam is of +4 and -1. So if you do all questions correct, you get 720. You leave one question, you get 716. You do a wrong question, you
Yeah.
get 715. So 719 is impossible. And when we continuously asked this question for 48 hours, then NTA gave a small reply stating that this year some of the students had time loss in their center, so we are now giving them grace marks. This is a concept of normalization from the apex code decision, and some students have got 719 and 718 as well. But they didn't clarify that some of the students are getting 720 due to this, which they did ultimately when we did the digital protest. We made a lot of videos. Then ultimately, after another 48 hours, they came back and said, okay, six students got 720 out of 720 due to grace marks. How much they were scoring? Were they capable of 720? No. How many students actually grace marks? The NTA claims that the number is close to 1563. 1563 students got grace marks. But this is the same NTA who, on the 5th May, when the paper was conducted, released a press note on their official website stating that except a center in the Rajasthan, that is Savai Madhopur, no other center in the India has any issues on the scarcity of internet connection. So this is the same NTA who
Right, so Alakh Pandey's internet connection is a little weak, but effectively he is pointing out the fact that the NTA has not been very forthcoming in the answers. That people are asking them the question of grace marks that it is given to 1,563 students has not fully explained the quantum of change in rank. And fundamentally, this is what he's saying. He's saying if until last year you scored about, say, 620 or 640, 640 is a good score in the NEET undergrad, you'd be assured of a rank that would get you into a medical college. You'd be about, and now that rank has gone so far behind because so many students are scoring so high that it's difficult to get into a medical college even if you get a 640 as a rank. And that
Yes.
actually calls into question how students are preparing so well. In fact, I saw one sort of visual on Twitter today of a student in Gujarat who had done very poorly in her 12th standard examination, but had completely aced the NEET undergraduate examination and scored more than 700 on it. And it does seem like this. So fundamentally, I do want to ask you this. Have you appealed to the Supreme Court to cancel these results? Or have you
No.
asked for something else?
No, no,
Yes.
no, 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 no. I haven't made that request. I have left that on the Honorable Supreme Court for the decision.
Hmm.
So my PIL on Supreme Court is around that NTA, the National Testing Agency, the agency who conducts this NEET examination, is now saying that they will make a committee and the committee will go through all these points and make a clarification and everything else. I am saying that the students and the teachers don't believe on the NTA agency anymore. We need a independent body. So I am going to Supreme Court asking. My demand is that you make an independent committee, and that committee should be headed by some of the ex judges of Honorable Supreme Court. That's the case with most of the cases which are like these cases, just like the Justice Verma Committee, Delimitation Commission. All these times, the person who leads these committee are the ex Supreme Court judges, and that committee within a small frame of time should evaluate the Patna paper leak case as well as the number of
Right.
students who actually got grace, and there should be a data audit of the complete database of NTA, because there can be more discrepancies, because now when the student are asking question, they are declaring grace marks. Have they given the grace marks in the past even and haven't told us before?
Yeah. So, in fact, there was a case today that went before the Supreme Court. This is from petitioners from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh who have brought before the court the same issues that you were talking about, the grace marks, the mathematically impossible scores that have happened, the number of students who have gotten 720 out of 720. But they had also asked in their petition that the scores of the exam be cancelled altogether and a fresh exam be held. The Supreme Court has refused to stay the current examination but has asked for a response from both government and the NTA. Among the
I don't have
students
any
who
such. I don't have any such information. I was in the Supreme Court today only, and I was in the courtroom in court number 12. And the case that was discussed today was from Shivangi, and it was around the paper leak case only, and it was registered before the result. That is 1st of June. So I was in
okay.
the courtroom only, and this case was this PIL was lodged on 1st of June. That is pre-result. Result was not declared, so it was only around the paper leak case, and the Supreme Court said that they find there is a compromisation in the sanctity of the examination. They feel that it has been compromised at some level and have even given a notice to NTA to answer that. But the next date of hearing is 8 July, and when the petitioner asked that the counseling should be on put on withhold, the Supreme Court exactly denies that they are not going to put the counseling on withhold. But I didn't hear this case. I don't think this has been heard yet.
Well, there has been a case that has been heard. The report has come out today. I suggest you take a look at it because it's very close to the case that you're talking about
It's
and that
really
you have filed.
impossible that I am not updated of anything that is happening. All day I'm
All
doing
right.
this. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. I will send the links to your team so they can
Sure,
show
sure,
it to
sure,
you. Okay.
sure, sure.
It's
It
right
must be in
across the
some of the
page.
high court, I think, not in the Supreme Court then. In any of the states high court, I think.
Alak, I will send the
Yeah,
links to your team. Have your team
sure,
take a
sure.
look. In the meantime, what is your advice for students who have taken the examination and who feel that in some way they have been wronged or it has been unfair?
What advice can I give to them? They are completely in pain, in sorrow. They are looking up to the, not looking anymore up to the NTA. They are looking up to the Honorable Supreme Court, looking up to the Indian education system, looking up to the teachers like us. The only advice I can give them that, okay, we are trying, you are also trying. And let's have faith in the Honorable Supreme Court. Let's have faith, things will turn positive. And I'll be really honest. At times, things don't happen, the things like you imagine. So, okay, if nothing happens, don't give up in life. Don't give up on education. Don't give up on anything. This one exam is not enough to decide who we are going to be in the future. So, I really want to be there with them and tell them that even if nothing happens in the end, we are fighting it. Yes, we are fighting it. Still, there are chances of the coin turning heads or it may go to tail. So, yes, have faith. You'll do wonders someday in life. Don't give up on it, please.
Do you believe that there is foul play with the fact that the date of the results got changed as well?
See, it's not questionable in the court. I am not chasing issues that are not questionable. These are like subjective things. These are speculation that you release result when the election result was there, so the news could not come out. But these are all as speculation. There is no proof around it. I am very happy that they declared the result earlier, but the result was incorrect. That is my problem. If you declare result earlier every time, that it is okay. I am fine with that. But the results coming with grace marks suddenly, it didn't came in the past. Last year also a lot of students complained that they had a time loss in their center. The answer sheets were distributed after time, but they never gave grace marks in the past. Why this year? So I have problem with the execution, not with the time of the execution. It's good that you have executed it early.
Okay. Um, I also want to ask you about the NEET system in general, the central testing system. Has it led to an increase in pressure on students to sign up for coaching? We understand a lot of the coaching classes are very expensive, and so students who don't have that kind of money actually completely get left out of the system.
Yeah, but that is not what I stand for. I don't want to do this. I am the most affordable person. I'm most affordable. Like our courses are like 4,000 for an entire year. So you pushed me, so I'm telling that. So you cannot say that that it's very costly to prepare for NEET examination. The online world has completely changed this perception, and now we have results from more than 500 plus villages of India. We produce the first doctors of first engineers. Okay, let us keep it right. But yes, there is pressure on students, not the financial, but yes, and sometimes financial also. There are people who have you cannot afford 4,000. For them, 4,000 is even costly. They don't have mobile phone. They don't have internet access. I have a lot of students who face such pressure. Then they do like some daily labor work or something like that, daily wage workers. Then they earn money, buy a mobile phone, then buy the course and study. Yes, there is pressure, but the pressure is more around their career more than this, this like financial.
Hmm. All right, Alakh, thank you so much for speaking with me
Yeah.
about this.
Thank you.
We'll keep a close track on your
Thank you so much
PIL.
for raising this up. Thank you so much
Yes.
for raising this issue. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. For the rest of our viewers who are interested in the NEET issue, we've put out an entire video explaining what the issues are. We're going to track that, and of course, like I was pointing out, today, in fact, the issue came before the Supreme Court. There were PILs that have been filed before the Supreme Court asking for the entire exam to be cancelled. The Supreme Court has refused to do that. The bench, this is the vacation bench. Remember, Supreme Court is on summer vacation. The vacation bench of Justice Nath and Justice Amarullah have said that the sanctity has been affected and we do need answers, but it will not stop the counseling process, which is basically the process in which each student, based on their rank, is advised as to what their options are in terms of colleges. So that process has not been stopped. The court has in fact sent notice to both the NAT, which is the NTA, sorry, the NTA, which is the National Testing Authority that conducts the examination, and the central government for responses. We'll bring you those updates of those particular cases as well as they proceed. Thank you for watching. For now, there's a brand new video that's been uploaded of Mr. N. Ram, who's a very, very senior journalist, talking to me about the new cabinet that's been appointed by the Prime Minister Modi and what this cabinet is signaling is and what the messaging is. Take a look at that video as well. Remember, like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel and sign up for our membership as well if you can. Thank you for watching.